Most bankers aren't ready to help you until after their third cup of coffee. But with Central National Bank's after-hours service, you don't have to wait for the bank lobby to open to get help. You can contact us from 6 to 8:30 in the morning or from 5 to 10 in the evening, and we'll connect you to a real, live, local person who can answer questions and fix problems 7 days a week. Bank different. Bank Central. Central National Bank. Member FDIC.
This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Swimmer's ear. Swimmer's ear. Swimmer's ear. The Adult Swim Podcast.
Hey there, guys. Welcome to Swimmer's Ear. I feel so weird transitioning from another show to this one. But all right, so the one we're doing this week is called
Space.
Yeah, it's Space. It's another one of the off-air or off-the-air ones.
Yep.
And I got a lot of information about it right here in front of me.
Yeah. So this was created by Dave Hughes. Space, off the air. It says, staring lovingly into the cold, infinite void that will one day kill us all. And about off air, it says, stare deep into the abyss of television subconsciousness. So as you know, these off air things are kind of the extra stuff.
Yeah, I was going to talk about the guy, too, that does the Dave Hughes real fast.
Yeah, go for it.
So he's the founder of Million Monkeys, Inc. He worked as a video editor when he worked at MTV Animation. He worked on Beavis and Butthead, Celebrity Deathmatch, and Cartoon Sushi.
Oh, wow.
And he also...
Wow, Cartoon Sushi. I hadn't heard that in a while.
Yeah, it's an old one. And he also worked for a little while on Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Wow.
And I think that's the highlights of his career. Well, he did a little bit of Nickelodeon and stuff like that. Worked with a little bit of Nick.
Oh, I can't imagine you being in those same buildings that you wouldn't. You know?
He was credited by two of the creators of Super Jail for sharing their animated short Bar Fight, which he edited. He edited that, so he helped them get discovered so they could have a full series. Yeah. So he was a big part of their discovery and stuff like that. So yeah.
All right. So
he was also the producer for Live Forever As You Are Now with Alan Resnick.
Oh wow.
So that's
So this one starts with just like old footage of a man in space.
Freedom 7 is actually the footage. So it was the first United States human space flight. That's Alan Shepard.
Really?
Yeah, it's the
I didn't realize that's Alan Shepard.
Yeah, they got it from NASA.
Now we transition to like a skyline, and we're getting some more animation here, or some more video here. It looks like a cat that's freaking out and kind of backing into frame over what seems to be maybe a parachute.
And the song that you hear is called The Gray Ship by EMA, Erica Michelle Anderson. She goes by EMA, though.
There you go. So that first one was Mercury Freedom 7 footage, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because that actually came from the NASA archives. Yeah. Now, this is a cat just flipping through a background, which is slowly turning pink.
Yeah, this is done by an artist called Lynn Hagan, Cat in Zero Gravity.
Now we get a spaceman on a planet watching a TV that's on fire, drinking a beer or something, and then you get the animated space that comes up over him. Now we've got a toy robot zipping around in a ship. The robot looks like the robot from Lost in Space.
Toy robot in space by a guy named James Trosh is what that animation is.
And it's just going all over the place, which is kind of cool, honestly. And I don't know how they get that done.
I don't either. And the score is called Zeroing Score by Studio Tact.
I bet at this time they had to put it on a balloon.
Yeah, probably.
All right, then you transition over to what looks like an animated sequence of a space person flipping and flying towards Earth.
It's called Giant Leap by Kyle Botha.
Okay. Now it's a POV out of their helmet. It kind of goes blurry and back and blurry and back.
It was a part of a visual effects piece that he did for Vancouver Film School.
Okay. This is so cool how they use all these pieces.
That's what I like. And it's fluid, too.
Now it's
like,
entering the atmosphere.
It's all congruent.
Woo, it's coming fast.
Mm-hmm.
Fast through the atmosphere, straight to Earth. This is pretty impressive for a project you did for Vancouver Film School. Now it goes over to a red animation of what looks like a solar system flying around. Not sure what this music is.
Oh, this is the zeroing score. Sorry.
Okay.
The whole last song was The Gray Ship by Ime. This is the zeroing score because the video is called Zeroing by Andrey Nepomnyaschev.
Okay. And then the middle of it seems to be like exploding and then exploding in on itself, almost like a black hole.
Almost like it's breathing.
Yeah, it's beautiful animation.
I can see why they call it zeroing.
Yeah,
for sure.
It kind of sucks in on itself and then
Zeroes
implodes. Now it comes back, but it's full of stripes, and this is all kind of black and whitish.
Yeah, not much color.
It's very cool.
I guess space doesn't have a lot of color. If you're doing something about space,
That's true. That's true. This is one of those things, though, that you get fixated on because of the stripes and the movement. It implodes again, goes to a galaxy that's very colorful now. A little ship goes past. That is, dude, that's Space Ghost.
Yeah,
flying through.
We're coming into Space Ghost right now.
Okay, because you can hear him in the background.
George Lowe in the background. Yeah, the guy who does Space Ghost voice.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. I think he passed.
Did he? Oh, here he comes. Something comes. A planet comes up to you real close. But it's all in black and white. Now it's zipping through the land on the planet, and we see some sort of space rover or something. And now there's two space things that are flipping pieces of rocks around, and what looks like almost like a volcano that they're around the rim of, and then they run away as something starts to come up out of the hole. Oh, look, it's a Nazi plane.
And as something comes up out of the hole, the music starts to come up too.
Okay, so there's a crashed Nazi plane that these guys go and hide behind. The thing that came up out of it is a giant cat's head.
And the music is actually Requiem, KV626, Sequentia Lacrimosa.
It splits open and a human head comes out, and then we see the things that were looking, and they had these weird heads with horns. They look at each other, and their face is the same as the face that came out of the cat's head. And now it's like everything is kind of melting.
Hell by David O'Reilly.
Oh, yeah?
Is what that's called, yeah.
It changes music so quickly. And now we're seeing like the rings around Saturn. We're kind of floating through space with it.
Yeah, it's called Outside In.
Oh, that's a Death Star that just floated by the way. This has got more Easter eggs in it than I remember the last one.
Yeah, this one is called Outside In. It's a format movie about Saturn's rings.
Yeah.
These are real photographs taken by actual spacecraft.
Really?
So it's all real, real photographs.
Yeah, it's very cool. Now we're backing off from it.
The music's changed too. The music is called Terra Incognita by Atlas Sound.
It actually came up and said excerpt from the film Outside In. I guess they had to give them credit for that.
Yeah. They got it. Well, they give everybody credit at some point.
Now it's like we're kind of going through a time warp or something. All the colors going one way, and then they stop and they go the other way. Brings us another planet, and now
right, come on, let's do some proper judo today.
We get a monkey. No, two dogs.
Yeah, this is called Noisebox in Space by Dog Judo.
It's two dogs wanting to fight each other. And one of them has a button thing on his chest.
Imagine how this is going to be one of those times where like we used to do back in the schoolyard. Drop the noise box.
You got the one little dog just keeps pushing buttons, just saying nonsense.
Yep.
Well, the other one's trying to do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, Dog Judo. Noisebox in Space by Dog Judo is what that's called.
And then he just leaves.
That's the full sound and everything to it.
Now we get an old...
Now we're easing
Carl
in.
Sagan.
Yeah, so what we're easing into is called A Glorious Dawn. It's a music video by a guy named John Boswell. The song is called A Glorious Dawn.
Look at
for the Symphony of Science
hang
featuring
on one second.
Carl.
I want to hear Carl Sagan do this again. They're just like looping Carl Sagan's face, so he's making these noises. This is all real footage of Carl Sagan.
It's all real stuff. I actually have Carl Sagan's book and the VHS set to go with it. It's like 6 tapes.
Now he's holding up a globe, explaining space to us, I guess.
He's like your generation's Neil deGrasse Tyson.
He was not that popular though.
No, he was
Like
not.
he wasn't like
He was considered like a fringe guy. He was considered weird and outlandish, even though he was pretty accurate.
Was it Omni? Was that the magazine?
I think so. You talking about the space magazine?
Or was it? No, it was Nova. Nova was the name of the show. Yeah. He
On
used to-
PBS, Nova. Yeah.
He would talk about space all the time. It's just different pictures of Carl Sagan and nature. We saw a wave. I love how they've taken his voice and made a song out of it, though.
Yeah, I like that too.
Now it looks like we're seeing pictures from the moon, of the Earth. Of course, Carl Sagan's hair flipping in the wind.
And we get another.
Oh,
music
fade
change.
black into a cat's mouth. Bunch of pyramids coming at
This
us.
is called Quantum Leap by Thomas de Rijk.
Not to be
And the
confused
song-
with the show Quantum Leap.
Is called Quantum Leap by Slugabed.
Okay. We're going straight through all these triangle spaces.
And if you're watching that video, there's no way you're slugging a bed.
No kidding.
That'll keep you wide awake.
Of course, there's a cat at the end of it.
Meow.
So it's just, slamming its head back and forth.
Meow.
Yeah. Lots of triangles. Not sure what
Yeah, I'm not sure.
we're supposed to be thinking right now as this cat just does its head back and forth in the middle of space. Looks like maybe he's on a planet, but he's bigger than the planet. Now he melts into the planet.
And he's melting.
Whole thing blows up.
And then the
And
music
now
changes again.
We're at
and
a
then-
rocket launch.
No, now you're not at just a rocket launch. You're at the Apollo 11
Oh,
launch by NASA, which the Apollo
Oh, yeah.
11, for those of you that don't know, is the first landing of the moon in 1969.
Or some say.
Well, some say. Others say it was a studio in Burbank.
Well, they said it was a studio in Burbank, and it was done by the guy from The Shining.
Francis Ford Coppola? No,
no,
he's not from The
no.
Shining. Stanley Kubrick.
Stanley Kubrick, they say, is the one that directed the moon landing.
Yeah, but this is the
This is slow motion footage of the rocket taking off.
it's the telecine too, so it's the digitized version of the actual film.
It's actually kind of cool because you're watching the flames go in and out, as this thing begins to launch. There's nothing more impressive than seeing one of those things take off.
No, it's pretty awesome. The song here is called Décollage by Les Bailleurs du Désert, some French ambient post-rock band.
Entier de
Yeah, Désert. They have
Now it's saying it's a Mercury Freedom 7 footage. Oh, no, I guess it's giving us credits of everything.
Everything,
at the end
yeah.
here.
Mercury Freedom 7 was the first one,
Yeah.
otherwise known as Redstone 3.
It's just flames.
Alan
just in
Shepard,
such slow motion here that we're seeing everything rise and fall and rise and fall.
Well, it only took them 8 years from the first space flight to go
That's
to the
amazing.
Going to the moon.
It's amazing. And we can't do it again.
We could technically. There's just no cost basis for it no more. Once you've been to the moon, you've been to the moon. What's
Yeah.
the point of going back? It's not changed,
Well, maybe to prove to people that it wasn't fake.
I guess. Well, they don't have nothing to prove, though, do they? I mean, they
Not
know
really.
they went.
Yeah.
It's like somebody telling you that you're not something, and you're like, well, I already know what I am and what I ain't,
That's true, I guess. This is all just credits now. And it's
Yeah, it's the
it's
NC.
all the fire and
That's a good one. I
thrust-
like that. I
thrust
like
lift
these
off.
off-the-air things.
Yeah, they're kind of cool. I know this is pointed towards a certain set of folks that maybe are up late, maybe a little altered in their reality,
I think so.
watching this stuff, and now the cat starts falling through it again.
I think that's
Why is there
exactly
always
what
a
it's
cat?
for.
Why does the
I don't
internet
know.
love cats so much?
I think cat. I don't know, because they do their own thing.
I guess
They're the only. They're the only domestic animal that's undomesticated.
Really.
Yeah,
Horse?
they all chose to be with us. Cats can do whatever. Cats are the only domesticated animal that can provide for itself.
And that's it.
A dog will starve to death if you put it out in the woods by itself, but a cat will figure it out.
That was it. That was off the air Adult Swim Space. At the time that I pulled these facts, it was at 1,219,528 views.
Yeah,
it looks like
it's
it was
pretty good.
Yeah, it looks like it was uploaded May 15th, 2015.
Which is late for because it aired in 2011.
Yeah. Once again, created by Dave Hughes.
Dave Hughes.
So big props to Dave Hughes. That's it, man. That's
That's it.
another swimmer's ear down.
Swimmer's
Any
ear.
you got any tips for keeping water out of your ear?
Don't put your head in water.
There you go. All right, guys. Well, join us again next time. We'll see you then. You can find Swimmer's Ear anywhere you get your podcasts or at roguemedianetwork.com.
Don't forget to take your Claradrill.
See our ad in Tables and Chairs magazine. This has been a Rogue Media Network production. Side knock, girl, and eating burgers.